Today on the table, I've got an iPhone XS Max with a failed rear camera. And to replace that, I'll start off by removing the two screws in the bottom. I have also had this sitting on my heat pad at 75 degrees Celsius, which I find is a good temperature to make the screen adhesive or waterproofing a bit tacky. And then from there I'm able to use a small to medium sized pry tool. It also helps to have the phone off. And use a pry tool to get into there. Typically start in the bottom left hand corner, just out of habit from the older iPhone 5s. And then I usually work my way up the left hand side of the phone. Just be careful not to pry too far into the phone or else you may damage the display. As you see, it's starting to lift there. I'm just getting my hands underneath there. And now on the right hand side of the phone, do be careful not to dig too far in, as the display cables are there and also the front sensor flex. Do a little bit of prying at the top and you should be able to open it like a book. Bingo. Then once you've got it opened, you would want to use your tri-point screwdriver to remove. I'll remove both shields in this instance, but you'd only need to remove the top shield, which should contain around 4 screws. So once you've got the shield removed, from there I'd recommend disconnecting the battery. That should be virtually the first thing you remove and the last thing you reconnect. Once you've got that disconnected, you can potentially, depending on your skill level, leave the screen still attached. But from there we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the shield over the rear facing cameras. And that also flicks up from the left hand side and swings kind of like a book. There is a little latch it does kind of get stuck on the right hand side. So do note that when you go to reinstall the shield after you've swapped your cameras, that it does need to go down on the right hand side first. And there we go, we've got our rather expensive rear facing cameras. So we want to disconnect the flex cables that connect to the cameras. It did take a little bit for me to figure out how these cameras come out, as there's 3 flex cables along there, which I think one is for essentially I think the LED flash or maybe a microphone, I'm not too sure, I didn't take too much notice. There we go, so I managed to grab the flex cable and just pull it up and out. And here we go, we've got the new one coming in. Loosely pushed into place. Just want to click down the flex cables. And reconnect the battery. we go, so I'm happy with those connections. I'm going to put the shield back over the camera, putting it down on the right hand side first. It sits there reasonably well. Magnetized screwdriver definitely will help with the reinstallation and also the removal of the screws. But from here I'm going to reassemble it, which should be relatively straightforward. And fingers crossed I should have a working rear-facing camera on an iPhone XS Max. So that's all for me for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.